Previously on Star Wars: Darkest Dawn. Our intrepid crew of the Blue Saber have returned to Pelagon, but this time they have brought with them Nestos, an alien from a newly discovered planet who demonstrated force powers, along with members of House Pelagia that were believed to be dead, Trad and Varinia Paddox, younger siblings to High Lord Theus Paddox, went missing over 15 years ago during the Jedi Purge and subsequent war in the Tapani sector. With their safe return, the team was lauded with monetary rewards, and Drade was knighted as recognition for his leadership. The team was given a celebration in their honor, and to celebrate the safe return of Trad and Varinia Paddox, the team also recruited another member to their team, a Bacta smuggler by the name of Jerris Wins, who happens to be a distant cousin to Lord Torinar. The scene begins with the crew enjoying their final days off before they continue to trek into the unknown, determined to discover a new hyperspace lane.
having the time, and it would be cool if it rolled over, but I like having the time because it's like, oh, I have to use this time,
Yeah.
and it
There
makes
are pros and cons to both systems for sure.
Okie doke, there we go. We are back. We are live, and I guess we were talking about PTO.
Yeah.
Yeah. The rollover. That's what got me. I didn't hear any of that except for that, and I was like, oh, it must be rollover. It must be PTO. Unless you're in California, and no matter what, it's state law, it just keeps accruing unless you use it.
What? California?
Every once in a while, that state gets something right.
In Alabama, it's you're lucky you're lucky you have a job. That's the state law.
Yeah.
Fair enough. Okay, so we have already. I got the automated recap done this time, so nobody needs to actually do that this go around. So it's already posted at the beginning of the vid. Then Drade, I will let you take it away.
Okay. And we're like, because we had a week where we were grounded, and we're like about 5-ish days into that at this point.
Yeah, you're at your last 2 days.
Okay. All right. Yeah. So Drade would get on comms with everyone and be like, "Hey, everybody, I didn't mean to bother you, but figured we'd kind of regroup since we got 2 more days before we're back on duty. So how about we meet up and figure out what we're doing? What time of day is it right now, Jerome?
We'll say it's 9 in the morning.
Okay. Let's have breakfast at the local cantina near where my room is. Meet you there soon.
Roger, Roger.
Sounds
Here,
familiar.
Monte, like she did not.
I knew there was something about her. I knew it.
Veterans in the
Most
cantina
advanced.
start going like,
Yeah. So then I head over to the canteen and wait for people.
Talk about the worst droid to make humanoid.
Yeah, I'll make my way over there.
okay.
Can you hear me typing?
I can't hear anything currently.
No.
Okay.
So sounds good. All of you are still on Pelagon as of this point, the watery planet, home to House Pelagia. The sky right now is it is morning time, but it's a little overcast. They are predicting rains coming up here probably sometime in the afternoon. So people are out starting to get out and about around the city proper. If you guys don't remember, of course, the capital city sits on a platform on this ocean world.
And if it exists at the cantina we're at, Drade would find like a booth that gives us a view of the ocean.
Oh, yeah. Easy enough.
Sweet.
Yeah, so I mean, you find just an everyday cantina. It's not something, not even so much a canteen. It's more of an actual restaurant. Cantinas, since they serve alcohol, probably wouldn't open until later. And the ones that would open at this hour, you probably wouldn't want to be in anyways, because those are the cereal drinkers.
Right.
They're there from sunup, sundown.
Yep. All right. So then I'll assume everyone pretty much gets there. And then when everyone does, he's like, "Hey, everybody. Like I said, I know we got a couple of days left, but pulse check. How's everyone doing so far?"
Well, thank you for the invite to breakfast. I'm doing quite well. It's a great morning on Pelagon, and being on this bit of a break, I'm catching up on my hobbies. Thank you very much for asking.
Excellent.
I'm happy to be home. My son is happy to see me too.
Good. Good. You know how Nestos has been? I know they're like
We just introduced them. They're tentatively doing all right.
okay. Excellent.
We'll see how it goes the next couple of days.
Fair enough. Fair enough. How about you,
I've been
Ashi?
busy.
I'm all right.
I'm glad everyone is so upbeat. We need some caffeine over here. Just
Okay, so a droid comes over. It's got like a little calf dispenser, built into its chest plate. Holds up a cup.
there we go. All right. Pass those around. So Montan, how about yourself?
I've been busy. I purchased and am configuring both of the droids we're getting. I'm working on the new shield system. Yeah, that's what I've been doing.
Great. Okay.
Dealing with the humidity, it makes my fur puff.
That's a good point. Didn't think about that. Yeah. Well, hopefully it's not that big of a deal for you. But yeah, okay. Hey, Dorn, how are you doing?
It's you, Colin.
He's frozen.
He is frozen.
Oh.
No, I
yes, he
saw
is,
it blink.
isn't
That or he's really surprised.
Oh, now it's frozen.
No, yeah, it looks like he's frozen.
Took him off guard with that question.
Who's Dorn?
he? I suppose I could go down and spray you every once in a while, Montan.
I'm sorry, what was that?
I suppose I could go down and spray you every once in a while.
I mean, it's okay, but it's just a very, very wet planet.
That it is.
Yeah.
Air
Not used to
conditioning
it.
is my friend.
Well, excellent, excellent. I mean, have at breakfast here. Jerome, have I been given any orders as far as like what we're about to do or anything like that yet?
Well, yeah, I gave you the message
Okay.
directly.
I'm just making sure that like I had received that already. Okay. So then he goes, okay, so beyond that, like I said, we got a couple more days, but I've heard that there's somebody on a world that we can get to, Alaron, where person there might actually be useful as a heavy on our team.
Is that
When
the
are we
person or
leaving?
the planet?
Sorry, what was that, Brittany?
Is Alaron, is that the person or the planet?
The planet.
Okay.
Yeah, not too far away.
Oh, I need to be typing.
And we'd probably be taking off, like, because it shouldn't be that long for us to get there. I've been given word of a person named Saba. Sounds like he's actually making a name for himself in shock boxing.
Shock boxing?
That's right.
Tell me that's electrified boxing.
From what I understand,
Sounds
yeah, pretty much.
Interesting.
That's cool.
Yeah. So, as you can imagine, this guy's probably going to be tough, which is kind of one thing that we haven't had so far on the team, at least not for very long. So I figure we could go check out real quick, see if Saba is right for the team, and then we bring him on back and finish what we're doing for the next couple of days before we go finish up that hyperspace lane.
So when do we leave?
Well, as soon as we can, if we can finish breakfast, and as long as this isn't going to mess up with like what you were working with, Montan, is the shield all set up at this point?
I mean, it's physically installed. I mean, it should be fine.
Okay.
I haven't shot at the ship or anything, but
Right.
If it means that we can leave today, I will go down and help him.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, we can just test out the shields once we're in orbit. We will need to make a quick stop at the Pelagian Star. Need to transfer something out. And then we'll be able to head to Alaron.
Since we're going back out there, this time I'm going to buy some things before we go that might have been useful last time.
Could be
How
good.
long does it take to get to Alaron?
Good question, Jerome. How long would that journey be?
1 second. Just start this now. Okay. Mike, I can hear you typing.
You have successfully rolled perception.
That was an appropriately timed Skeletor laugh. Here we go. Okay, so I knew one of the guides had it. Take a look. It should only be a.
Okay, I'm sorry. What did I miss?
We were just checking up on you, seeing what you had been up to while we were ashore.
In character, yeah.
Right, okay.
And we've been instructed to go to planet Alaron and check out a shock boxer called Saba to see if he wants to be the heavy on our team.
Okay,
So that's the plan for today.
all right.
So if I'm reading this correctly, wow, this particular print is not good. So 1, 2.5. Yeah, that doesn't make any sense.
I was trying to fill out a character sheet for our new medical droid, and he's got so many attachments. I was finally just like, okay, see the book, page 79. Like,
I don't know if I agree with this particular star chart because it's giving me, especially given how we do the thing now as far as calculating. It's trying to give me like a number of days from Pelagon to Alaron, and it's a way shorter jump than the other ones we go on. So we'll say it's going to take about half a day's journey.
Okay.
One way.
it's right here.
Yeah, I mean, should only take us about half a day one way. So yeah, it'll take up today, but I think it'll be worth it.
Imagine being at your destination the same day you leave.
I know.
Oh.
That just sounds wacky.
Like, who does that?
Well, it
That
sounds
means
like
getting us off of here. I'm all for it.
okay. Great. Yeah, I guess then we'll take off once we're finished with breakfast here and make sure the ship is in ship shape. Again, we'll stop by the Pelagian Star first, then we'll head
I'm
to
done.
Alaron.
I'm done.
You're eager to leave?
Mm-hmm.
Well, guess that makes one of us.
Well, I don't have a kid.
She is right. She does not have a child. Okay. So yeah, then I guess Jerome will finish eating,
Okay.
and then once we're all done and taken care of, we head to the ship so we can go to the Pelagian Star first.
All right. So you go catch a shuttle to go up to the Pelagian Star, where the hyperdrive and shield generator have been installed.
Excellent. All right.
All,
So
all nice and shiny, polished areas where those have been installed.
nice. When we're in there, so then taking a look at the specs for the hyperdrive, is that at a ×1 at this point?
Yep, ×1.
Nice. Okay. All right. So then once we're all in there, he's going to mention, all right, crew. So managed to get us a faster hyperdrive in this thing. Pulled little strings, got Nasara's help on that, and should actually cut our travel times in half with the baby we got right now. Beyond that, also one thing I wanted to show everybody, and he guides everybody to a spot in the ship where it looks unassuming. Then he goes up to like a normal looking crease in the wall because there's a different wall panels and stuff, and he runs his fingers along the crease, and that seems to open up a door, and then he slides it open and shows everybody inside as little lights flicker on within, like about a walk-in size closet's worth of space. And he's like, I made sure to have this installed. This area here is scanner resistant. So if we have anything we need to make sure is hidden for any length of time, especially any of our, important gear, we can put it in here. And you all saw how I accessed it. It's the way to get inside. Once you're inside, you can close it, lock it from inside if we need to use it for a panic room or something, but otherwise, I figure storage. And people can be in there for a length of time. It'd be uncomfortable, but something to keep in mind as well. And you probably see that he already has like a few items in there. He's got like a stack of med packs that's like on a shelf, but like within a container, so it doesn't move around. And the holocron that they've had is also packed in there too, and it's stowed away.
Nice thinking.
All right.
Excellent. I have a solar setup on my ship as well. It's come in handy several times.
Excellent. Yeah. If anybody here has weaponry or gear that's restricted, or you don't exactly have the right permits or what have you, I know we've dealt with kind of some of that with some of our items, but if we come upon anything else, make sure it goes in here as soon as possible.
All right.
So then he goes ahead and closes it up. And then we take off for Alaron.
I wonder if they should put their lightsabers in there.
Probably a good idea.
I have mine concealed on me, just in
No,
case it's necessary.
Same here, but did they ever get searched? Okay, nope. She won't give up first.
Well, maybe if it looks like we'll be boarded or something, then we can address that.
There you go.
I have an out of character question. I guess we shared with Jarrus that there are lightsabers in the crew.
No.
I don't know. Apparently not.
Oh,
No. No, this wasn't. I'm sorry, that wasn't out of character.
No,
That's
it's not.
Okay, that's what I was clearing up.
We're not
Good.
retroactive. I warned you
Good
guys
call.
last game. We're not
Well, that's
going
why I'm
back
asking.
and
I wanna
no,
keep it
I
straight.
know, but Shelley's attempted to say that was out of character. No.
Well, yeah, whatever. Okay.
All right, excellent. I should fit in there nicely. This might have to be my bedroom now.
All right. Yeah. So again, he closes that up, and everyone gets their stations, so we can head off to Alaron.
Okay. I'm not going to make you make the roll for the jump. It's not difficult to get the coordinates. It would be like saying I'm going down to Costco. It's not difficult to say,
Yes, it depends on how far the Costco is.
even if the Costco was up in northern Phoenix, you could still find it, Brittany.
I know you've driven with me before.
True, fair.
Before we run off, can I roll by the droid store and grab some skillware for T4? Like much more sensors?
At this point, no. Yeah,
Well, probably
everybody is up and away.
Yeah, if anybody asks him if for getting stuff, he'll be like, "There's actually quite a bit that we could probably get on Alaron, by my understanding."
Sure, but okay, I was trying to get it in as before we left. Okay, let's shop on Alaron then.
Okay, well, the jump, of course, it takes a little bit as far as hours are concerned. It's not so much the distance; it's the fact that you have to make a jump, stop in a system, make the jump, stop in a system, make the jump. In essence, it would be the way it works in Star Wars is it's like taking the side streets as opposed to taking the freeway. It's still going to get you there. It's just you've got stoplights. So it's going to take you a little bit longer. But I don't agree with as long as as they initially listed. But anyways. So the flight out there is pretty unremarkable. You're going through typical systems checks as you enter, in and go in and out the systems. You leave from Pelagon. You actually fly through House Cadrian, their province. So you hit Giliana, and then travel through Nista, and then eventually hit the furthest corner of the Free Worlds region, known as Alaron. Oh, that's not the one I want. That's the one I want. Okay, so upon coming up to Alaron, David, you were just given a reroll, so make sure you mark that down. Somebody in chat gave that to you, so if it comes up, you have something to reroll with.
Nice.
Alaron is basically the history of the planet many moons ago, centuries ago, was settled by colonists, but despite their best efforts, the soil is still poor and the land is not productive. The only growth is a few species of moss and fungi imported by the colonists to prevent soil erosion. There are no major bodies of water. The red and gray mountains are arid and enshrouded in constant smog. Although safe to breathe, the atmosphere is dim and constantly overcast. Despite the grim environment, Alaron is surprisingly pleasant planet to live on. The cities are located in huge caverns that scroll through the subsurface of the planet. The advantages of this arrangements are numerous. First, cities are located near large underground rivers and seas, providing fresh water for the population. Second, heating and cooling of living areas are not needed due to the constant underground temperature. Alaron Starport is located on a series of huge metallic platforms. Under the main docking platform are all the support facilities for a busy starport. Cantinas, shopping areas, restaurants, refueling stations, maintenance facilities, and so on. Numerous turbo shafts provide access to one of Alaron's larger settlements, Dakun, located over 1,000 meters below the surface. So the domed caverns On the inside are decked out with atriums, gardens, natural-looking brooks and ponds, plus quote-unquote outdoor malls and plazas. They have imported small animals and even low-light intensity plants to inhabit their artificial ecosystem. The ceilings are painted cheery blue and augmented by holographics to simulate times of day and seasonal variations. It should also be noted, Aileron's primary business is mining the ore-rich depths of the planet. In an effort to preserve their precious underground cities, all mining complexes and refineries are located on the surface. The ore is smelted into pure ingots and shipped out to intergalactic markets. In addition to the mining industry, Aileron has a sizable droid manufacturing industry, Lin Corporation, spearheaded by their popular Bodyguard line of droids. That's the planet's most successful private corporation. It exports droids, droid components, and even microcomputer chips to markets across the entire system. Points of interest: being situated on the Shapani Run, the Aileron Starport sees huge volumes of traffic. Because of this traffic, the starport caters to the public, featuring entertainment, shopping outlets, fine restaurants. This revitalization has generated sizable credits, in addition to the profits taken in from resupplying stations. Many underground parks and nature preserves are a popular attraction. However, most of these parks are privately owned and by individuals and companies. A specific invitation is usually required to gain entry. As you guys have cleared through customs and have landed on their platform, you're able to debark or disembark and go into Dakun specifically. Pardon me.
Okay. All right. So then Drade looks at his data pad as they, land and dock and whatever, and he gets in the intercom. He's like, "Okay, everybody. So I am told that this shock boxer can be found at a cantina called the Drunken Porg. So that's our first stop." So then we head out.
That probably wouldn't take much alcohol, would it?
Okay. Yeah. Sounds like a
Thank you, Nick.
very bad idea.
Well, if we're looking for a shock boxer, a cantina or restaurant is probably not a bad idea to start with.
Also, we could get some lunch.
There you go. Seems like just a minute ago we had breakfast, but yeah, you're right. It took a while, so it's lunchtime.
Matt, you just got a reroll from Davey in the chat. So make sure to notate that down.
So Jerome, do we have a way of more easily locating the Drunken Porg? Are there any maps in the area?
Of course.
Available? Okay.
I'm getting.
I've actually never been to this planet. It seems a very busy port. What should we expect once we debark?
Well, once you guys are off and on the platform itself, it looks very much like your typical sci-fi truck stop, but with lines and lines of ships. There's a lot of it. And as such, every so often you're going to see restaurants and small shops and whatnot there to support it. I'm getting some feedback from somebody's camera. I think, Matt, it may be you. So you may need to turn down your monitor or your audio coming out, because I think you're using a webcam for your video and audio, I mean. But so with that being said, There are obviously turbo lifts that will take you lower, beneath the platform and under the bedrock of the planet itself into the main capital of Dakun.
Okay. All right. Yeah. So then we're making our way, checking out areas that are on our way. See if there's any of that Lin Corporation. See if they have any branches about. See if I have to grab Montan by the fur, keep him from running over there.
Montan is wearing a blast helmet
Shoot.
that I bought many moons ago.
Okay. Anyone
So we're
else?
making our way.
So, out of character, we don't have a collar and leash for Montan.
Hey,
I have binding cuffs and a collar.
just remember who programs your medical droid.
That's a good point.
Yeah, he can go free.
Owen goes under the knife for a blaster burn, and when he comes back out, or when he comes back under, it's like it presents you with your spleen. He's like, "That's not what got shot."
Montan's like, my bad.
Sorry.
So, if there's nothing else, then you guys take the turbo shaft down. Doesn't cost you anything. And of course, it's racing, racing down the shaft, lowering out onto the main floor of the city. And much like, the city itself is actually laid out a lot like a mall might be initially. You might stop and come down on the main floor, but there are like maybe 2 or 3 levels above that, which have like platforms or whatever have you built along the sides of the cavern walls.
Oh, look, hot topic.
Oh, yeah. Star Wars hot topic. Utaguta hot topic. But again, there's obviously shops out here. There are homes. As I noted before, the cavern roofs have got blue paint on them, but they've got nice holographic images that kind of give it a bit of a Mass Effect look, where you're at the it's Citadel. Yeah, it's the Citadel. So it has kind of a it's fake, obviously, but it does look like enough for the people to not think that they're underground constantly. The holographic projections are good enough that it does simulate times of day and some variance in weather patterns.
Okay.
Feels just like outside. I'm thinking of Caesar's Palace, the mall.
There you go.
Hang on one second. All right. quick. There we go. That's exactly what's going on. Okay, so no stops. You're going to the cantina then.
Looks like it.
Okay. So as you guys walk off of the elevator, there is kind of a display set up, which you can tap on. It's interactive with the touchscreen, and it will tell you like where you want to go, like if you're looking for something specific. And on the bottom floor, near one of the shopping squares that they've got here in Daekun, you end up seeing where the Drunken Porg cantina is at. So with your directions in mind, you walk. The group goes forward, goes down, looking for this particular place. It's pretty crowded down here, and it's a mix. It's not all human. It's predominantly human, but there are still quite a few non-humans walking around as well, which tends to be a bigger difference in the Tapani sector proper than it does here. So clearly, free worlds aren't just free worlds for the blue collar people. It is obviously more inviting to those of non-human origin.
All right. Good deal.
So, as you guys approach, you see the cantina, and there is like a holograph sign that sits out front, and in Arabesh, it says obviously the drunken the drunken porg, and it has like four kind of cycles that it goes through for animation, and it looks like basically the way it's designed with the clips as it lights up, it makes it look like a porg. It's kind of tipsy. So it's like kind of walking around with its mouth like sort of thing, and kind of flapping, and then stops, and it kind of does a repeat sort of thing.
How was that again, Jerome?
I'll tell you what. When the stream is over, you can actually go back and replay that specific part. We're actually at just under 46 minutes. So
Nice.
As this is a potential shock boxing establishment, what does the outside of the cantina indicate that the inside is going to be like? Is it look like a rough and rowdy crowd around the front?
it actually gives the appearance of a sports bar.
Okay.
So when you look, and you can see in through the windows, you can see like on a couple of the columns that are in here, they've got monitors. Some appear to be showing like pod racing. Others appear to be showing, fighting of some form. There's another one that happens to be showing like a band that's currently playing or something. But there's people all over the place, and in the actual like almost dead center of the cantina sits a cage. Think like UFC octagon style, like actual cage and whatnot.
Is there any type of display that shows like who's next in the cage and when that's going to be?
There is. They actually display it on the front window next to the menu. And then they also have like a monitor display that shows that too.
Nice.
Obviously, this isn't your thing, so you don't recognize any of the names, but you do see one that indicates Saba versus his next opponent. Whatever that name happens to be.
Can we tell when that's scheduled for, and like how far in the future it's going to be?
You've got maybe 30 minutes.
Got it. Okay. Well, looks like the right place. Saba, he's scheduled for a fight in about 30, so should be enough time to find him. Oh, and Jerome, have I been given a like a description of what this guy looks like or anything?
Yes, he is actually a Barabel alien.
Are there like posters about the match or
There are no
something?
posters. No, it's
Okay.
it's just all holograms.
Well, I mean, like,
Barbell
is
are.
there a visual of the contestants?
You mean the holograms?
Yeah. Right.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Then apparently yes. Sweet.
So
So, how do we want to play this? Are we going in as one big group? Do we need a reservation? Or are we going to kind of filter out through the crowd?
I think we can head on in there and filter out. Doesn't look like rough and rowdy types or anything like that. If anybody has issues, we've all got comms, so let us know. But I don't think it'll take us that long. This guy is a Barabel. If any of you know what they're like, they're gonna stand out.
Lizard-looking people.
This may be obvious to some, but perhaps I should ask, is he aware we're coming?
Probably not, but he would likely be open for the type of work that we have. I don't know how much he's earning per fight, whether he wins or not, but I'm betting we could probably offer a steadier paycheck. Any other questions before we go looking for the guy?
If I'm not wrong, Barabels are basically in high demand as hired muscle.
I don't think I've ever seen one.
I don't think I have either, but that sounds promising.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm just searching on the HoloNet. Barabel.
oh yeah,
Here.
it's
This is what one looks like.
You're probably going to find a good bit with that, with more or less like the criminal kind. I'm willing to
He's a
bet with that.
criminal. He's an athlete.
I know. I'm just saying in general, you're probably going to find more or less the criminal variants. Dude, they got a bit of a blasted proof scale thing going on there.
Well, all the more reason to find him. So, without further ado, how about we head on in, see what it's like? I suppose we could get a table first. It won't be odd for a group to come in here. That seems to be, what they do. They post stuff like that. So let's get a table in there, and then we'll go searching for the guy. Unless we just want to wait for him to do the fight and see how he acts, see how that turns out. I mean, if the guy is terrible at what he does, maybe that would tell us what we need to know. But if he lays his opponent out flat, maybe that'd be a good time to go talk to him. Thoughts?
I certainly don't mind watching a good fight. I mean, this reminds me of a place I used to go to while I was in university. Although shock boxing was not the main draw there, but I'm more than happy to sit and watch, do an impromptu interview, so to speak, one-sided, though it may be.
Yeah, I think that's a good idea.
Great. Then we'll get lunch and then watch the show.
Sounds good.
All right.
So a Twi'lek server comes walking up to take everybody's order. She is in the Star Wars Hooters equivalent of an outfit.
Okay, right.
So she's got the Daisy Duke Star shorts on, with the sort of tight, semi-revealing top that just says, drunken porg on it.
Yeah, just order whatever's good here, whatever looks good.
Okay. So you get whatever respectively. Go ahead and erase If anybody's getting something to eat here, go ahead and raise 15 credits.
I'm all about trying the local appetizers, so that works for me.
Sure. They have like a mix of what would appear to be like edible fungus that has been like oven baked. Yes, and Brittany wants the Irish nachos because that's apparently a thing in Star Wars. Fair enough.
In all worlds.
Yep, in all worlds. Yeah. What are the Irish? You don't know who the Irish are? As well as, we'll say that there's some sort of meat variant of some kind, some sort of like steak strips to go with it. We'll say it's a little bit like a kind of a fajita sort of platter. Not super big, but because it's lunchtime. But it's edible. It's a meal. Sure. They've got a sauce that goes with it that's comparable to teriyaki. And as you guys are sitting there watching, since none of you are familiar with shock boxing, yes, it is very much electricity and boxing gloves sort of thing. Nice. And like two guys are squaring off in the ring, and as they hit, you can hear the bang, bang, as they're getting punched.
And they wear a little bit of armor too.
What's that?
They wear some light armor too.
Mm-hmm. So in essence, it's almost like playing dodgeball with tasers. On your hands.
Street Fighter character.
What's that?
I said I feel like this is informing my next Street Fighter character. Electricity elemental.
But yeah, it's kind of messy. The fight you guys watch, the guys, they square up really well against each other, and end up going like a full 3 rounds before it goes to, it ends up going to the judges, which are just basically a pair of 3 pairs of droids that rate it according to whatever they think is appropriate. Since it went to the judges, one guy ends up winning. He's like, the other guy thinks he got kind of robbed. By the end, there's obviously some scorch mark on their light armor and signs of blood coming from their face and whatnot. Well, then the next fight comes up, and this is the one you were waiting for. And so a droid comes out as the announcer, and he says, "In this corner, we have Saba the Barabal." And of course, you see David's character kind of coming up, hype up the crowd a little bit. This big, husky-looking reptilian guy. And in the other corner, we have Brossal Skell, the Kalish. As he comes, as he ends up, coming out, kind of doing the same thing. Don't know if you guys know what the Kalish are. I will get a picture of that pulled up here real quick, so you guys have a understanding what they look like. Boom. There you go. So there you go. Okay. And of course, he's got some light armor on, got some, padding in the right places, got his, nice looking gloves on. He's got a mask, obviously, because, they're scary. Also reptilian. And at that point, the announcer comes out. The the referee speaking in Huttese the whole time. Going over which sound, for those of you who have lived kind of a shadier life, a ref speaking Huttese is shady as all get out.
Yeah.
Because that's kind of the thieves' language, in many respects, and they shouldn't be mediating anything, but it is what it is. So he sends them back to their corner. Saba in the red corner other guy in the blue corner, and then you hear a very annoying for the start of round 1. So Saba, go ahead and give me your shock boxing roll.
The money's on the scaly one.
We'll do. I would like to make 2 attacks though.
So one will be at your full dice. Second one will be down 1.
Okay, wasn't sure how that worked. So is it /R or /roll?
/R.
And a space.
Yeah, space, and then
Whatever.
3d6 or 4d6 or whatever, and then just hit enter.
Oh, it didn't do anything.
Make sure.
When you hit /R space, does it come up with the command prompt?
Yeah.
Oh.
Okay.
So then go up and click the command prompt. And then it should actually give you the ability to put in there you go.
There you go. So 36.
So he
Wait, the wild die was a 6.
go ahead and roll 1d6 again.
That's right.
Good point.
For my first attack.
Oh,
Again?
it was a 6.
Wow.
There you go.
Oof,
So
okay.
46.
Okay. Why don't you go ahead and roll your strength? Well, basically it's the
The damage is
so
strength plus 2d.
for stun, yes.
Yeah, and it's stun damage. Yes. So we are. And the first die is a 6.
So you hit a wild die again. Go ahead.
This is Mike Tyson level fight. 30 seconds.
I mean, it's only 20 damage. I mean,
Only. So, well, I mean, it is a little bit different because it's stunning. It's not like it's
Right,
shield damage
right.
or whatnot. But yeah. So you line up, kind of give it a little bit of a Superman punch, just try to lay into him quite tough. 1 second. Oops. That would have been interesting. 4d36.
whoa.
Oh! I don't think you're going to need the second attack. So you line up and just throttle him from the outset. Put a crack in the mask that his race actually wears from the impact. Large spark kind of cascading off the side at this point as he just kind of crumples and hits the ground right at Saba's feet.
I looked down at him for a second. Is he out or is he still conscious?
Oh no, he is unconscious, flat out.
Okay. Well, then I go to the ref and do the yay, I won thing, whatever. If that guy kind of wakes up a little, then I help him stand up.
Sure. So you're doing.
I think that if we're ever in a situation where we need that as a heavy, I'm going to die.
He's very professional about boxing, like, with other boxers and stuff.
Sure.
So
So the ref is trying to break out the smelling salts and get the guy, back up and around. He doesn't have. It's not uncommon at this level for people to not have a crew with them because everybody, nobody's pro as of yet, like pro-am sort of thing.
Oh, and I wasn't supposed to lose, right?
Yeah, no, this was not a fixed fight.
You never know with Huts.
Right.
Oh no Huts were controlling this. It's just Hutties is a very common underworld language. So he goes down. You kind of help him back up, with the ref up on his stool, in the thing, and of course the crowd's like, yeah.
Kind of like, didn't Tyson do that to somebody once?
Yes.
Basically, just hit him once and they were done.
Yeah.
Right.
There was.
Is it a 9-second fight? I think.
Yeah, but the
Yeah.
problem people were quoting was that Don King managed both fighters.
Oh, yeah, well.
But yes, he did throttle somebody in like 9 seconds and knock him out. Okay, so any rate,
Is that our guy?
Well, you know what? It's looking pretty good to me, everybody. I think I should go and see if he wants lunch on us.
go ahead and keep role playing. I'll be right back.
Well, that wasn't a very long fight. I wonder if they've got somebody else lined up for him.
May as well throw them right in. I mean, the guy hasn't broken a sweat yet.
You know, after seeing that, I don't know if I'd want to be thrown in with that guy. That might actually be tough.
I just got knocked out watching the guy get knocked out. I mean, I felt for him that bad. And again, if we're getting any action where he is necessary, I don't think I'll survive.
Don't worry, Jairus. We're all going to be fine. We can work on anything. We've been through rough stuff before, and I'm sure we will again. But don't worry. He's going to be one reason why you won't have to do any of the heavy punching or shooting or what have you.
My suggestion is just don't make him upset.
Right.
I don't try to make anybody upset. And I'm certainly not going to volunteer to be his next opponent, no matter how much you pay me to, like, interview him. But
Does interviewing consist of getting physical?
I have no idea, but I'm not going to put myself in a position to find out.
Let's make sure it doesn't get that way. How about that?
Right. Well,
Good
I'll
plan.
go over and see if he's worked up an appetite from that extremely lengthy bout he was just in.
I didn't get to describe it super well. He was pretty like boxer arrogant in the ring up until the fight was over.
Okay.
And then he was being like, respect, dude, you came into the ring with me. I'm not going to kill you or anything crazy like that after that. But he plays the part of the I'm going to kill you kind of guy in the beginning.
Okay. Gotcha. Nice. All right. So yeah, then I would I'd walk over to wherever Saba is hanging out right after that fight. Walk up to him and be like,
I'm guessing he probably went over to the bar and took off his gloves and somebody's buying him drinks.
yeah, that'll work.
Because they almost certainly would have allowed you to bet.
Right. So yeah, he'll walk up and take a seat near you or next to you if it's open and be like, wow, that was a fight. I mean, granted, one hit and you downed him, but that's impressive. You rarely see that in shock boxing. Ironically enough.
Yeah, I think I've been hanging around here for too long. You kind of, get a reputation for beating people down, and then anybody who's any good doesn't want to step in with you anymore, and they start sending you people who are new to the game, if you will.
I gotcha.
So it's a sport, but if you're at this level, you're not like some intergalactic champion or any of that crap. You got to move around some just to, spread yourself out. Not everybody knows you in a new city or a new planet. So then, people bet the wrong way. And
I hear ya, but then you get the reputation on that world, and then you got to go somewhere else to build it up again.
I know that's what I mean. It's kind of
Well-
good to have people not recognize you sometimes.
It's a good point. It's a good point. Hey, not to pry or anything, but do you make like good money here as far as like, the bout? Like, is it paying your bills?
Oh, I have no problem paying my bills. It varies depending on the venue and who they put across for me. You know, better fighters obviously pay better. He didn't get paid more than I did, but there are instances where the lesser fighter will get paid more because they know they're going to lose.
Right. Yeah, that makes sense. Hey, I know you just finished up a bout, but I'm actually here with my crew. We landed on Alaron not long ago, and
You want me to take on your whole crew? That costs extra.
no. And instead, I'm wondering if you'd be willing to have a sit down with my crew. We might have an opening for somebody with your talents. If you're interested.
You buying lunch?
Sure, whatever you'd like.
Well, all right then.
Follow me. So go ahead and walk him over to our table.
He gestures to the bartender that his drink's on you and walks over to the table with you.
Yep. All right, everybody. So here we have Saba. That was your name on the prompter up there, right?
Yes.
Saba, this is the crew of the Blue Saber. I myself am Drade, the captain of the crew. Here we have Geely, as he points to actually Sarah, but calls her Geely. We have Dorn, pointing to Owen, but calls him Dorn.
Hey, Dave.
We have Jairus, Ashi, and Montan. Have a seat.
How are you doing? He gestures to the server, doesn't actually tell her what he wants, and she goes off to get it.
So, how long have you been fighting in this circuit particularly?
It looks like you're a regular here.
Well, yeah. I mean, they know me here. I've been hanging out in the capital, I don't know, 6 months maybe.
Oh, and David, by the way, you earned 100 credits for your fight.
Oh, okay. Thank you. They were asking about what kind of money I was making. I was like, well, I don't know.
Okay.
It's about 6 meals in this place.
Yeah.
Oh, if you think I pay for my meals in here, you're not paying attention.
Yeah, it would be intimidating.
No. People make money off my fights. Buying food is cheap and simple for lots of people, so they show their appreciation. I can't complain about that.
Fair point.
So, are you joining us?
I don't know. I just got introduced to you. I don't know what you do other than fly around on a spaceship called the Blue Sword.
Close. The Blue Saber, but you got the idea. We actually work under contract with the noble. He pays us on a regular basis to accomplish tasks for him, which more often than not, we need to make sure just kind of stay between us. And the pay has been pretty good, I must say.
This guy doesn't think I owe him money, does he?
Oh, no. Not that I know of. No, but we heard of your exploits, and he did as well, so we figured we'd come on by and see how you fare. And by what we just saw, yeah, you could definitely fill the role of a heavy on our team. Something we've been missing for a little bit.
He kind of looks around at everybody. I'm going to guess that none of you are particularly physical, except maybe Owen. Maybe.
Owen, he does have some melee weapons, but he is more ranged than physical.
What's your
Yeah.
strength, Colin?
Yeah, that's more.
2D plus 2.
Okay, so above average.
Did you say 2D plus 2 or 3D?
2D.
Oh, 2D. So about average.
Okay. Yeah, doesn't seem like you guys are much into heavy lifting. Anybody? Any skill in boxing? Anybody?
Nobody wouldn't mind learning.
Okay, that's a good thing. And you have your own ship. How do you distribute pay, or am I on a retainer, or how are you thinking that works?
Well, typically pay is distributed evenly. If I find that somebody performed exceptionally on a particular mission, that I typically take an amount out of my cut and have that as a bonus to whoever did well.
I see. What? How big is your ship?
It's a light freighter, Gitrock 720, but heavily modified.
So you have 6 crew? Yeah, you have 6 crew now, and you have space for another.
We do.
Is there a workout space on your ship? Because I got to keep this.
The cargo bay would be
Your girlish figure.
Was it you that said you wanted lessons?
Yeah. I would think we could fix up the part of the cargo bay.
Oh yeah, totally.
We're gonna need a bigger ship soon.
I think
areas of the ship.
a little practice in hand-to-hand could not go amiss with the whole crew, frankly.
There you go.
Sure. I could understand that.
No, it could go amiss with me. I don't need I don't need to practice.
Well,
I don't need to do
perhaps
that.
I don't speak for the entire crew, but
Yeah, you know why you never see Boston shock boxers? You hit them once and they go. All
that makes sense.
stands on end at the same time.
Sounds like the reach is not great.
We've seen him after a shower.
Oh my! You don't have private showers?
He's
We do. She's talking about when he's clothed. It's
fluffy.
there you go.
I see. Yeah. Well then. Well, I mean, like, you have some sort of mission you're going on, or what's you like have a plan for how long you're going to be away or where you're going?
We take on various types of missions, some of them a little more dangerous than others. The one that we're going to be headed out on in about a day or so, let's see, we'll be headed out to chart a new hyperspace lane, actually. So you're going to be probably not having to do a whole lot unless we happen upon pirates that try to board us or something, but I'm sure eventually your services are going to be more than needed.
I see. I'm not really about killing people, boxing's like typically not a lethal sport.
Completely understand. Neither are we. So far, we've had no casualties on anything we've been doing, and we don't take on jobs that have us try to assassinate or anything strange or extreme like that. And since we're talking about what we do and pay and whatnot, even if we're off duty for about a month, you get 500 credits of downtime per month. There are escalators on each mission, so if certain missions have hazards that are more than others, then our benefactor might up the value there. Especially anything that's like a high value recovery that we need to obtain, or any type of extreme danger. It can range anywhere from like 10 to 30% of an increase in pay.
I see. Does your stuff involve ever, I don't know, zero G stuff or whatever? Because that I don't really know.
We
We've
don't
only-
typically do that. We did it once, and that was because we found a quote unquote long since missing ship when we were all out on a job.
Yeah.
That was a one time thing, really.
Yeah. Otherwise, not a lot of zero G operations. We're typically focused on when we're within the ship and when we're planet side.
I see.
We are planet side more
Oh,
times than not.
that reminds me. I do have some dietary requirements. Not
What's
anything that you would find unusual, but like, you know, we don't put trash in the temple.
Okay.
Fair enough.
You got to keep it strong and vibrant, and you know, the working out's great for that, but food matters too, right?
Sure.
So, like, I don't know what you guys do. I'm not, you know, saying anything bad about you or nothing, but if all you eat is MREs, it's not going to be good enough for me.
Don't we have a chef bot on board, Montan?
No, we have a chef bot at home.
Okay, I got that mixed up.
I mean, I can cook my own food. I'm fine with that. I just, you know, there needs to be the right kind of supplies. Like, if all you ever buy is ramen and MREs, I can't make healthy food out of that.
It's ramen.
I mean, that's a fair enough condition, really. That's fair enough.
Yeah, we ourselves have been trying to move away from just the nutrient paste, you know, that we typically have on like longer trips.
I think there is a spice gun on board that was made at one point.
That's right. Yeah, Montan has a little bit of a garden setup, so we
Yeah,
at
I
least
keep a
have
garden
that.
on
But
board.
yeah, if you need something else, we can definitely bring that on board, store it, and if you want to cook your meals however you want to, no problem.
Okay.
I wouldn't complain about an upgrade to our rations.
Maybe
personally.
we should bring the chef bot with us then.
We'd have to go get it, and that's, I think, out of our way.
At this point,
Well,
yeah.
like I said, I'm no, you know, white hat wearing chef, but I can manage my own food.
Okay. Does the pay arrangement sound agreeable to you?
I mean, it was pretty vague, but I mean, I do kind of need to be off somewhere. How you said you were going out in the middle of nowhere? How long do you expect that to take?
For this one, it's a brand new route, and we've already spent a couple of weeks on it. But I don't know if you've ever done anything like that. It takes time because you got to be careful. You don't want to run into something.
So yeah, I imagine. So that's why I was asking. Like, are you talking about 6 months? Or are you talking about, you know, a month?
No. Given that we have charted part of the new realm, so to speak, it should take a lot faster since we can retrace our steps. We had encountered a new planet and we had to return back to base, so to speak, to repairs because we had damaged the ship.
Yeah, but we'll be picking up where we left off. You know, as far as the time it takes, could be a month or two, could be less, depending on like how effective we are. But we did just get an upgrade to the ship that should make that faster.
Better shields.
That too.
Yeah, well, sounds great.
As for
Go ahead.
sorry.
No,
As for the payments, I have to agree they are pretty vague, but the jobs do tend to vary as what they are, so it is pretty reasonable as to why the pay would vary, because it really depends on what the job is.
Well, I guess I have another question. Whenever y'all are in port, like for example, you're visiting here, is there a problem with me going and supplementing my income a little bit?
No problem with that, as long as you're available to head out when we need to, and we'll let you know when that is, of course. Just keep your nose clean, and we should be fine.
It's typically, like Drade said, it's typically just a thing of keep your nose clean and such.
Dale, if it helps, you could always use some examples of previous operations that you guys have completed.
It's okay. I mean, we're fine. I don't probably need that.
Okay.
But you said you were going to leave till tomorrow. Is that right?
Well, we'd be headed back if you're wanting to come with. We can actually head on our ship and head back. We're stationed right now at Pelagon. From there, about a day from now-ish, we'll be continuing our hyperspace run.
Well, I got another fight scheduled today. I don't want to just run out on the menu, if you will.
That's fine. We can spend some time here if that's going to be... do you know when that's going to be? You're having that fight?
Well, it's supposed to be tonight, but I can talk to the owner, see if we can work something out, I guess.
Gotcha. Yeah, if we need to stay here for a bit, that's fine. We can see the sights. Just let us know.
All right. Well, here, let me go find him.
All right.
He gets up. He takes his bowl of whatever it was that he was eating and goes off into some back room, still eating it.
Okay.
Then he goes and looks for the owner.
Yeah, so I mean, they've got guys in a kind of a revolving locker room. It's not a huge locker room, but it's enough for all the guys who are wanting to fight stow whatever little bit of stuff they've got, or go and shower real quick or something. So, but yeah, and he's just going through there, making sure people are coming in and out, getting ready to entertain the masses.
Right. Hey, boss.
He's a human.
Sure. Hey, boss.
Hey, you couldn't let that fight go on a little bit more there, Saba? I mean, did you have to lay him out like one punch?
Well, I thought he could take a hit. You said he was okay. I mean, I don't know the guy, but
you have to nurse the crowds, my man. You got to give them some meat, some drama.
This is a professional sport, man. You know that. You know how I feel about that.
I'm not asking you to take a dive, man. I'm just asking you to give me a little bit more. If people keep seeing you knock opponents out with one shot, you're not going to have any fights.
No, really? No, I understand, man. I actually I need to let you know that I'm going to be taking off. I know I had another fight scheduled today, and I'd be happy to do that. If we could move it up in time, that'd be great. I don't want to leave you, hanging or nothing, but.
So how quickly you heading out? I might be able to move some things around.
Yeah, I mean, they want to leave today, so whenever we can get it done, faster the better is probably good. I mean, you know, I can take anybody in here. And he's like, just matter of factly saying that in front of all of them. He doesn't care.
Okay, sure. So he's like, yeah. Let me see what I can do. Give me about 30 minutes.
All right. Then he goes back out, sits at the bar, continues to eat his lunch.
Okay.
Oh, you didn't tell me how to contact you. You said you were all leaving.
Dorn just speaks up. I'm taking it that talk was because you laid them out in one punch.
No, I was talking to the boss about, leaving, and I had another fight scheduled today, so it needed to move up if you guys want to leave early.
Fair enough.
I mean, yeah, he's whining about me laying a guy out, but the guy had no skill. Like, I don't know if he's ever put on a pair of gloves before.
Fair enough.
He may not again after that.
Well,
I thought he was looking good until your fist connected with him, and then it was a different story entirely. But he looked good to start.
Yeah. Well, it's hard to say sometimes. Some people are better actors than they are fighters. If you guys want to hang around and lay a bet, knock yourselves out. I can't guarantee anything because a fight's a fight, but
Nasara, do you want to head to the market and see what's out there?
I thought her name was Gigi.
Geely.
Geely.
Oh, it's a nickname.
Yeah, let's take a look while we're waiting for the next fight.
We'll be on comms, guys.
All right.
Can I have something? If we have a minute.
Trade.
Oh yeah,
Look after him.
You wanted to check out some droid stuff?
I'd like to prep T4 for our next, time in the black.
Sure, why don't you come with us?
Yeah, sounds good.
Make sure he doesn't get any trouble, please.
Well,
He's going to be
Of
like
all
a
the
kid.
people on the crew,
He's going to be
you
like a
are
kid.
telling me.
Montan, you're going to be like a kid in a candy shop.
at least that way, if we want something, we have the sense of bartering with us.
That too.
I mean, fair enough, but he's going to be like a kid in a candy shop, so.
I'm an adult Balden, just because I'm shorter than you.
I'm not saying.
Okay,
That.
then you'll be an adult at a candy shop. Adults like candy too.
And what's wrong with that? I have my own money, dang it.
You
I can
have
buy my
a
candy if I
high
want.
fixation
As
with droids.
as a
Montan.
laser spot just passes by him on the ground, and then Montan vanishes. Okay, so anyway, part of you are heading out, part of you are staying. They are able to squeeze Saba in for another fight before you guys head out. So you have enough time to finish your meal, really, and then it's time to get back in the ring.
Sure.
So by this point, the announcers, of course, announcing, Saba in his second fight of the evening versus Sistrax, the Trandoshan.
Got me fighting all the lizard people.
Trandoshan, huh?
There was a comment that betting is allowed here.
Betting
I guess
is
it's
allowed.
Lizard's
Yes.
night.
The lizard's night.
Lizards are
It's going to be a lizard blizzard.
At least it's
no
not
cover
a
charge for
Gamorrean.
lizard.
Do I know this guy? Is he any good?
It's uncertain. You've never heard of him.
Okay.
Trandoshans tend to be beefy, but I mean,
No, I get it. I was just kind of trying to judge how nice to be for the first round or two.
gotcha. Okay. All right, so we'll go ahead and start off again then. Let's make this quick. Hold on. I didn't. I got all the way down. That's not good. dice. Okay, go ahead and just roll 1d6 for initiative. Just make it quick.
Nat 1.
Nice. Okay, so essentially you both go in at the same time. Go ahead and roll your shock boxing.
Jesus. Okay. Well, yeah, I'm only going to do one punch this time.
Okay.
29.
Yep. Okay, well, you both hit each other. Neither of you botched. Neither of you were blocking, so you're hitting at the same time.
Wait a minute. I can parry.
If you're simultaneously attacking, no.
Oh, it doesn't work like that?
No. Mm-mm. Because
Okay.
otherwise he would have had a shot too. So basically you both step up right at the same time, throw something. Okay. And this is a rare instance that you guys are going at the same time. If you hadn't been, yes, you could.
Okay.
Go ahead and roll your strength. If you're trying to pull your punch, don't roll all your strength dice. Otherwise, let them have it.
Okay, so I'm doing damage right now.
Yes.
Would normally be strength +2. No, let's do this. $17.
Still a good hit. Okay. So
He's a Trandoshan. You should be able to take it.
yeah. So go actually, and I think roll your strength plus your armor if it adds to that. I think it should. Yeah.
It does.
Yeah, it adds 1d physical. So you'll be rolling 6 dice to try and absorb.
I'll be rolling 8 dice, but yeah.
What's that?
I'll be rolling 8 dice, but yeah.
No, it's your strength plus 1.
But I have natural body armor plus 2 die against
I
physical.
didn't see that on there.
So yeah.
So yes.
So 8 dice. Slash 4, 8, 6s. 29. Good luck.
Oof. Hold on one second. Where did that go? There it is.
Sounds like it tickled.
Made him giggle like Michael Jackson. One second. Oh, looking for it. Should be in here though. There we go. Here we are. Aha!
Oh, you guys didn't place any bets, huh?
No, wouldn't have been fair.
Actually, my Street Fighter character has a bunch of dice in betting, so I'm staying away from it on this guy.
Okay.
I think I'm shopping. Unfortunately, we timed that poorly.
I'm just gonna eat my cheese sticks.
Okay. So his hit connects with you. Lots of sparks and everything coming off. Had you not had that additional scaling, probably would have been left or led to quite a bit of impact. But it absorbed. Your strike, however, you did you hit for 29, or your hit was successful. You did 17. He's able to shrug most of that off, so he's still standing. So it's boom. And now the crowd's starting to get into a little bit. They made it out of the first strike.
Right?
So go ahead and just give me one more D6. Okay. So you're a little slow to recover, probably because you're trying to take the owner's comments to heart at this point and sell the crowd a little bit. So he is swinging in again. You will be able to use an action to parry if you would like. It just means your next your attack will be a whole 1 die down. He's trying to swing in hard. That is quite possibly a hit. Are you attempting to parry, or you're just gonna let it ride?
Do I not get to know what his hit was?
What's that?
Do I not get to know what his number is? No. Yeah, I'm gonna melee parry.
Okay, go ahead.
These are shot gloves are weapons, but they use the brawl skill. It's
Yeah.
kind of odd, but it would still be melee parry because it's a weapon.
Mm-hmm.
So here we are at different number. /R. See if that works. Oh, nope. Not with an equals. It's a plus. 21. Very below average.
No, yeah, that is a block. So, oof.
I'm sorry, it worked?
Yes, it did.
Okay. But I'm looking at my numbers and I'm like, that's a terrible roll.
You have a lot of dice to roll, though.
I know.
So a lot of little stuff adds up. So it is your action at this point. He swung. You parried.
Yeah, now it's my turn to hit him. He sparked at me a lot, though. I don't know that we need to be that nice anymore. Because he's still like up and fighting, right? He's not like on last legs or anything. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So we will just /R, and I have to take one off of this, right?
Just one off. Mm-hmm.
Because we parried. There you go, 26.
Still a lot. Okay, so you come throwing in with a big. He put up a parry, just not quite fast enough. You sneak it in right past his defense. Hit him for damage.
Cool. That is strength +2. So we're not being super nice. /21.
Boom! All right. Can he absorb this? Not today. Nope. So he ends up going down. He's not knocked out cold like the guy before you.
Yeah.
But he gets hit with enough force that he has to tap.
Okay. Well, after I let the ref guy hold my hand up in the air, then I go help him up.
Okay. The benefit for him, he's a quick healer. So you can already see that his body is healing the damage at this point. But yeah, you were more than he was expecting. He took the fight at the last minute, so he's okay with getting a little extra pay for the change in fight.
Yeah,
he can walk it off. You're given another 100 credits.
Cool. And then I guess after that, it must be time to go. Well, I get my stuff out of my locker or whatever.
Sure. Okay. All right. And then while you're doing that, those of you who are shopping, that's Ashi, Nasara, and Montan. Okay. So you kind of understand what the place is about. Obviously, there are plenty of places here, smaller stores that you can buy things from. But one of the larger corporations here, obviously, is the droid manufacturers, the Lin Corporation. And they have in Daikun, they have a very noticeable storefront, lit up, bright neon sign. They're very proud of who they are here. They've got some of their droid models on display, helping to protect the front. They've got store windows that kind of model certain pieces or full droids on like a repulsor lift display, so it just kind of slowly rotates.
Well,
this type of store, this type of store looks very much like your Circuit City or Best Buy at peak, but in Star Wars.
I'm thinking Ashi probably wanted to look for that pet that she was talking about. So while she's not here, I'll go ahead and just follow Montan around with whatever he wants to do.
Okay.
All right. Well, I'm gonna. I'll go through the skillware first. I got some things I want to buy for T4.
Okay. What are you trying to get specifically?
So I want to bump his 1D stat, his Dex, Perception, Knowledge, and Strength to 2D each. So I'm looking for base level, programming for that. My skills list, which I want to throw past you just to see if you flag anything. I suppose he doesn't need sensors, but communications, hide, sneak, search, and investigation.
You want your droid to sneak?
Have you been on these missions with us? It might not be a bad thing.
After the worms?
Well, I was thinking more about the time when you all got blown up and him and I were like stuck at a terminal, and you guys
oh yeah,
back to the ship would have been nice, and he had no sneak at all.
I mean,
when did we get blown up?
That was when the bounty on Nasara.
The time that you shot me.
Oh, right, the bounty hunter. Sorry about that.
In the buttocks.
So, yeah, I mean, applying some WD-40 to his wheels.
I mean, sure, why not?
So does anything there seem... I don't know about searching. This is just kind of my wish list and things that might work for T4. But I definitely want to get his base physical attributes up so that, he can take a hit.
Right. I don't foresee that being a problem. I'm just I'm trying to get that section pulled up. I'm having some issues with my keyboard right now. So
it is, oops, not that way. The trait costs are on 383.
Perfect. Okay. Boop, 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 boop.
And the
381, 382, 383. Okay. So, that's traitware. Mechanical skillware. Here we are. So what are you trying to get again?
So, I have on my list communications, hide, sneak, search, and investigation.
Let's see.
Sneak's pricey, but and then there's a cost multiplier.
Yeah. Yeah,
he's a second degree droid, so these aren't like some of these aren't his natural, like sneak.
Gotcha.
Sneak isn't natural for a droid.
So,
787.
you can. I would say at this point right now, You are at a technological hub, so they'd probably have much of this on hand. So I would say you could get anything up to, if it doesn't already have it, up to 4D.
Okay. I'll math this out and get with you after the game.
Sure.
But I do want to find a salesman. And I want to ask him about well, tell him I have a teammate who is a boxer, and I'm looking for a droid that he can train with, but most fourth degree droids are illegal. Most combat capable droids are illegal. So do we have anything that humanoid might fit the bill without being too much trouble, or maybe just a little bit of trouble?
He says, so you're trying to get somebody to train for boxing, huh?
Well, I mean, I'm interested in several people I know are interested in various forms of fighting, and so I'm looking for a base level droid I can use, and program up to help them do what they do. Which,
well,
this is kind of the wink and the nod to I want a physical battle droid. I just don't want to.
Well, they do have their guard droids, which
The bodyguard ones.
yeah, the bodyguard droids, which he says they're legal, and given what they are, you could retrofit them with some like boxing protocol if you wanted to. They're sturdy, so they'd probably be able to take it, depending upon who it was that was trying to punch him or knock him around.
What about do you have sword fighting skillware?
He says no. He says that is highly illegal.
Some planets have sword fighting sports.
He says not for droids.
Okay. All right. Well, the problem is trying to look through the mountain of Star Wars material for droids and find a fighting one. I mean, I want to get into it. I'll let him do the car salesman thing and walk me through what they've got, and I've been looking between games and I haven't found a good physical droid that wasn't like a straight up fourth degree droid. So
right, and that's why they're fourth degree droids. But I don't know. I should say if they have stats for the droids that they provide. I need to look that up. But I mean that would be obviously an option.
I've been wondering about taking something like a 3PO droid and changing out the the elbows and the hips and the knees, and rebuilding it as a more combat capable droid.
I mean, that's always a possibility. At that point, that's highly illegal, but yeah, that's always a possibility.
Well, we have Drade's new closet.
You do have Drade's new closet. Yes. I mean, heck, if you and yes, they do have Wookiees in the setting.
They have what?
We have somebody in the chat asking if they still have Wookiees in the setting. We said yeah, and he says Rock'em Sock'em 3PO,
C3KO.
There you go. Tang.
Clever.
Um,
I am fluent in over 3 million ways of knocking you out.
all
LL
right.
Cool
Well,
J's Mama Said Knock You Out starts playing. C-3PO is just like,
I mean, I guess we can figure out the specifics between games.
Sure.
But that's what I'm doing is I'm trying to, if I have to build it from scratch like I did T4, I can do that too.
yeah.
Which that might be the way to go. I might just build my homemade fourth degree droid. All right, so do my shopping, buy a small cart full of traitware before we head back to the black, and entertainment for that matter.
And what's that?
We can play hologram games off T4.
Sure.
And if assuming we find a good droid chassis, I'll bargain for that. But until we actually figure out what we're going to do, can't really role play it.
Right. I understand.
So that's what we do.
So that is what you're doing there. Ashi, what were you doing specifically in town? Can't hear you.
Forgot I had myself on mute. She's just with Nasara and Montaigne.
Is there anything that you wanted to look for? Okay.
No.
Just seeing the sites, window shopping.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, it's this is
We'll
a
help him
lot
carry
like
his stuff.
this is a lot like this particular planet because it sits on a major, in essence, freeway. It's a lot like a town that you might see anywhere around the United States that is good for tourism. There may not be much of anything else there, but it thrives off of the fact that it sits off a major artery. So it has a lot of stuff that comes in and out. You've got a lot of your, like when you would come in and out of, like back in the day, when you come in and out of bigger cities, you'd see their outlet malls, and then you would see like signs for the malls coming up. Like it's got that kind of commercial vibe to it down here.
Hey, can I pick up some used gym equipment?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Not that they have that listed anywhere specifically, but we'll say,
right.
we'll say,
like a bow flex or some weights or
so you're talking like a gym set then?
Well, kind of, but like it doesn't have to all match or anything.
Right. That's fine.
Yeah.
So if you're gonna do something like that, then I would say 75 credits would get you like a standard like weight set. Some tape, obviously, to tape off your hands, extra boxing gloves, maybe a punching bag that has been gently used.
Right. Did you say weights?
Yes.
Okay.
But an actual weight set. It's
right.
It's your typical bench. It's got some free weights attached to it, sort of thing. Nothing spectacular, nothing super high tech, but it does the job.
Sure. Maybe some sort of extendable pole to use for pull-ups?
That would be extra unless you had somebody help you with that.
Because I don't know where it's going to go, right? So,
right.
Okay. Treadmill that folds up into the wall? Maybe?
That would be extra. But yeah, I mean, you could do something like that for just 25.
Okay. All right. If I think of anything specific that I want to have, I'll let you know. But otherwise, I'll spend, 100, 150?
100. Yep, 100.
Maybe we should bring some food, like real food, on board for our two newest, maybe like welcome aboard kind of like thing.
That's not a bad idea.
Maybe get some drinks and some good food.
Okay, sure.
Yeah.
I'm also going to pick up a little toy or trinket souvenir, but I'm going to get 2 of them.
Well, yeah, because I was going to say, when she does that, Ashi would definitely get one for her kid, too.
Okay.
Okay.
Oh, and speaking of which, as you guys are finishing up and starting to load things, onto the ship, there is a message waiting on the Blue Saber.
Okay, take a look at it.
Okay, so it's a couple of pictures. One of which is a face really close to a camera.
Okay.
And then another one is like what appears to be Nestos, but like a third of his face. And then like obviously most of the palace and whatnot. And then the last one ends up being, it looks like somebody else probably took this because obviously it's lined up. It is Merrick riding on top of that Nexu with Nestos on the back. Merrick looks like he's enjoying himself, like he's a cowboy sort of thing, like ah! And Nestos is like almost burying his face, just like ah.
Well,
I told him it was too soon. I told him to just
that's okay. He needs to be exposed to that type of thing, and he's a courageous kid. They both are.
Yeah. Ashi seeing Nista's pictures would definitely brighten up some. But then she would go back to her normal stoic look.
Okay. The bottom of the picture is titled "Two Liquidious Flesh Bags Riding Danger Fur."
Well, now we know who took the shot. Okay.
Well, he looks like he's having fun. It was a good idea to leave him.
So far, so good.
It was good to leave him behind.
Yeah, that was a good move.
Yes.
I'm glad that's working out.
I think he'll do all right.
I agree.
Did y'all get what you're looking for shopping?
Yes. And got something extra.
Oh, all right. Okay, well, let me make sure we've got Saba and he's all ready to go, and once we're all here, we can take off.
Saw some pretty big crates out there, so I think that's his.
Oh, okay.
Hey, Jerry,
Yes.
while I was there and I was talking about the boxing droid, can I pick up some brawling skill for the droid I eventually make?
Not at the store, no.
Okay, it's 3 R's, so that's why I'm asking.
Right, yeah, not at the store.
Okay.
Entirely possible, but just not straight off the counter. You're going to have to go someplace to the black market.
I'll go ask, Tornar's people.
Yeah, I mean, that's fair enough. You guys will have that opportunity before you head back out.
Yeah.
Okay.
So Drade makes sure that Saba's got his gear and helps him bring anything on the ship that he needs.
I'm pretty sure that he doesn't have anything that he can't lift.
Okay. Yeah, once he sees you lift a gigantic box by himself, okay, you got that taken care of. Good to know. All right.
He's like Andre the Giant stepping on board the ship. Everybody move!
Thank you, Physic.
Bro, do you even lift?
So yeah, I go ahead and show him around and take him and his gear to one of the cargo bays so that it can be set up there because there's still plenty of room, and then show him where everything else is, the refreshers, the barracks, all that stuff.
He would like to set up a cot there.
Okay.
In the cargo bay?
By the way,
Yes, in the cargo bay with his stuff.
Okay.
by the way, I mean, kind of out of character, we have 3 barracks rooms, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Yeah.
Why don't we do 1 for the women and then 2 for the men?
It's kind of what we have now already.
Well,
I
it was
know
never
several of you
really
sleep
stated.
elsewhere, but
So now would be a good time to maybe take that map and start kind of making your own notes on it and delineate that sort
Yeah,
of stuff.
because I think you and I, Brittany, are in the middle.
Yeah, that would make sense.
Drade had the one on the right, and the other guys were on the left, I think.
We
But
can
now
spread
that-
it out though.
Now that we have more crew and
Mhm.
there are more men, it makes sense to.
Yep.
However you guys want to do that.
Because there's five beds, I think, in a room. Yeah.
There's enough for each of us. The stats, yeah, it's kind of funny. Like the rooms look like it can hold like 5 people each, but the stats of the ship say it can hold 10 passengers. But
Oh.
I mean, that's still more
10
than what we have
passengers,
right
but
now.
how many crew?
Yeah.
Oh.
Apparently 5.
Yeah, so the boxer's fine sleeping with this stuff. His thought process there is he might get up at any random time and want to train, and he doesn't need to be bothering you with that.
Okay. Yeah, totally cool.
That's fair.
Show him the spot where that's at.
I mean, I'm sure Montaigne has a comfy chair back in the engineering area too that he may just knock out on.
Probably right at the engineering station. You got the chair right there.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Or I could probably set up all his stuff in an escape pod if it's big enough.
Well, so we
Well,
just decided to make one. We have 2 big escape pods, and one of them we're making our medical area.
Right.
So that only gives us 1 left.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, they both work as escape pods, but one of them is going to have like medical equipment in it.
Mhm.
Okay, that's fine.
You'd have way more room in the cargo bay, at least right now. Okay. Yeah.
I'm thinking
So
that shuttlecraft from the J.J. Abrams Star Trek that Kirk was born on,
Oh, yeah.
right.
medical shuttlecraft.
Yeah. Okay. So then, yeah, once we got everybody in our gear stowed away, we take off, head back to Pelagon.
Okay. And that is where we're going to go ahead and stop it for the evening. Got 2 hours of game in, and I'm still having some issues with my keyboard, so I need to get that looked at. I think I know what's causing it, and I've got to switch some things around. So, anywho, so thank you again all for tuning in. This Friday will be one of our last games before Christmas. We will be having Mythic Savannah at 7:30 Arizona time. And then this Saturday is the oddly enough, right before Christmas, the season opener for the next season of Marvel Superheroes. And that's going to start at 6 p.m. Arizona time. So hopefully we'll see you then. Thank you guys all for hanging out with us and chatting with us, the follows, so on and so forth. And we will catch you again next time. Good night, guys.
All right.
Good night.
Good night.